As much of a favorite as the Cavs are to repeat in the East, the Warriors may be even more so in the West thanks to their offseason bonanza. You probably heard of it, the acquisition of Kevin Durant, of course. The four-time scoring champ and former MVP's addition makes for a diabolically talented starting five, which already included 3 All-Stars and 2-time MVP Steph Curry. Roz Gold on Woody with KD and the Dubs.
KD, I can't even believe you're here yet. It still feels kind of crazy. Has this transition just been seamless for you, or are there moments where it's surreal or even a little weird?
Yeah, I've had a lot of emotions. You know, and change for anybody is definitely difficult early on, but I'm looking forward to taking that head on and just learning as much as I can and being a part of this great organization.
What are the emotions you're going through right now?
Just I'm used to a routine, and when it changed up, it's a little different for me. So, but like I said, I'm excited taking on this new challenge, and I can't wait to start.
This is an important time for you with training camp. How do you balance wanting to be yourself, wanting to be assertive, but also not stepping on toes and listening and learning?
Well, I was always raised to be aggressive and be who I am every single day, and so that's all I can do. That's all I can control, and. And I try to be the best teammate I can be, man. That's just who I am. That's what I stand on, and I know it'll come in. I'll come in and leave my mark with this team.
You just got to feel it out. I mean, we have a lot of guys that have high IQs on this basketball team. KD being one of them. There's going to be opportunities for both of us, including Clay, Draymond, to be ourselves, do what we've done to put ourselves in this position in our careers, and none of that's going to change. It's just a feeling out process of a new lineup that every team that has changes goes through. So training camp would be important for us to kind of lock in every single day to understand what to expect, where we're going to get our shots, how what play calls we're going to run, and obviously it's going to be used for us to understand what Coach Kerr, how he sees things working out and feeling it out.
Obviously, Durant is the big acquisition in the middle of that incredibly talented starting lineup. One of the challenges for the Warriors is replacing a good chunk of their bench from last year. Guys like Spate's gone. Obviously, Andrew Bogun's gone from the starting lineup as well. Leandro Barbosa no longer part of that picture, but Durant and the way he fits in, that is story number one with this team, obviously. What kinds of issues? He's going to present issues for opponents. What kind of issues will they have to overcome as teammates?
Great issues. I mean, look, you got 4 legit all-stars in your starting lineup. You got arguably one of the top 3 players that just joined your team. And I remember the reason I feel good about Golden State, Pat Riley said something after they won the first championship in Miami. His biggest regret, they didn't add anything that following year. Golden State wins the championship 2 years ago, loses in the finals, and they add Kevin Durant this year. A guy that hadn't won a championship. So even though it may be a little complacency with Steph Curry and some of them other guys who've been to 2 finals back-to-back and won one, you got a guy coming in, Kevin Durant, who's one of the top 3 players in the league, who's hungry for a ring. That's why he joined. So he's going to have a sense of urgency. He's going to be all in, and he's going to elevate those other guys. And then you're talking about the best pure scorer in all of basketball and your team. Are there going to be some challenges for Steve Kerr to mix and match the lineup and get them on the same page? Yes. But that's a good problem to have.
It's interesting because there's almost a talking point developing there because so many of them are being asked about what happens at the end of games. You need a bucket. Who's going to take that shot? And we heard Durant and Steph each say the game will dictate who takes that shot. Is it that simple?
It's not that simple, but I think the way you look at all these guys, the way they play, they're unselfish, and I think Kevin Durant understands he's going to a team where the ball moves around, but I still think it'll be work in progress offensively, but I think they'll figure it out around January, February. I still think no matter what, defensively is going to be their challenge. We always talk about the offense, Brent and Sam and Matt. I still looked at they were elite defensively on my end, watching the way they were able to switch, where they were able to. I love my guy Draymond Green, but they used to play him at the 5 and it still was an elite team. To figure out how you can still be on the same page, offensively is pretty easy. If you have guys that have a high basketball IQ and unselfish, I'm going to hit the open man, you're going to get a good shot. Whether go in or not, you want to get a good shot. Defensively, there's a lot of trust and understanding where to be and his instincts and just having guys work together. I think that's the end of what they really going to have a long time to struggle with.
That's interesting. With Durant effectively replacing Harrison Barnes in the starting lineup, doesn't that give them more flexibility in terms of switching with that extra length?
I think it gives them more flexibility there, Matt, and also the ability to rebound the ball and push it up. And Kevin Durant, who we've applauded over the last couple of years about his decision-making and playmaking ability. So you add that to the offensive repertoire of Kevin Durant and the type of weapons that Steve Kerr already has. I just want to throw this out there. Last year, Kevin Durant was the most efficient scorer in the post in the NBA. A lot of people don't look into numbers like that, but in terms of his production out of the post, Kevin Durant was 1 last year. David West was 2. They're both on the Golden State Warriors. This is something that Steve Kerr can now add to what he does already offensively to throw one of those guys down into the post and create even more, dare I say, open looks for Klay Thompson and Steph Curry.
Just what the rest of the league wanted to hear, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.